Okay, you've become a master of factorizing double brackets. But now what happens if there's a number in front of x squared? What do you do then? What I'm about to teach you, a lot of schools actually don't teach, and I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe they don't know how to do it. But this is a technique that my tutor taught me, and I am passing it on to you. Provided that you learn the step-by-step of this method, you're going to be able to factorize every double bracket you come across, regardless of what funky numbers they give you. So pay attention because it is kind of long, but once you get it, you got it. You can do everything. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the very first number, in this case 2, and we're going to take that last number, minus 5, and we're going to add them to, we're going to multiply them to give us minus 10. Follow me so far? I hope so. Now what we're going to do is think of two numbers that multiply to give our minus 10, but the same two numbers need to add to give us 3. So multiply to give minus 10, add to give 3. 5 and 2 initially come to mind, and then we need 5 and minus 2 to give us plus 3. Does that make sense? So these are our factors. I'm going to write it here. Factors. 5 and minus 2. Now, we're going to take our first term, which was the 2x squared, and we're going to split it up into 2x and x, because 2x times x gives us 2x squared. Okay, now here's where it gets a little confusing, but bear with me. We have a number in front of x here. Do any of our factors divide by one of these numbers, meaning 2 and 1, to give us an integer? 5 doesn't divide by 2 to give us a whole number, but minus 2 does. Minus 2 divided by 2 gives us minus 1, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that minus 2 divided by 2. I'm going to write the answer opposite, like this. Okay? And whatever's left, 5 in this case, I'm going to write opposite here, plus 5. There we go. That's factorized, because now 2x plus 5 and x minus 1 are my brackets. Did that make sense? So let me run through it one more time. We take our first number, 2. We take our last number, minus 5. We multiply to give minus 10. Now we think of two numbers that multiply to give minus 10, but add to give our middle number, 3. And we worked out the two factors being 5 and minus 2. Now, we take our first term, 2x squared, we split it into 2x and x, and now we divide our factors by our coefficients, meaning the number in front of our letter, where possible. 5 is not divisible by 2 to give a whole number, minus 2 is. And when we do that, we write the solution opposite to it. And then whatever's left, we write that opposite as well. This is how we get our brackets, like this. Okay, hopefully that made sense. What I've done is I've written up 4 questions for you to do. Now, I'll be honest, question 4 is kind of mean. So don't worry if you don't get it. It's not very nice. I'm sorry, but I had to stick that in there. Give it a shot though. See what happens. Just guess if you have to. It's fine. But I want you to give those 4 a go. If you need to, feel free, go back on my explanation at the start of this video, watch it back as many times as you want, use that to help you. But try those 4 questions, please. Okay, let me go through question 1. We take our first number, we multiply it by our last number. 2 times 12 gives us 24. 2 numbers that multiply to give 24, but add to give 11. 8 and 3. So our factors are 8 and 3, both positive. Okay, we split 2x squared into 2x and x, and now we divide where possible. 3 is not divisible by 2, 8 is, and when we divide, we get 4, which we write opposite, plus 4. The reason it's plus is because our factor 8 is a positive number. Okay, what's left? The 3. We write that opposite here, plus 3, again, because it's a positive number. And now we've got our brackets, 2x plus 3, x plus 4. There we go. That's our answer. Okay, let me go over the second one. Same thing. 3 times 6 gives us 18. 2 factors of 18, 2 multiples of 18 that add to give minus 11. So my factors are going to be minus 2 and minus 9. They multiply to give us positive 18, but add to give us minus 11. I split 3x squared into 3x and x. I divide where possible, and I write the solution opposite to where I've divided to, or the number I've divided from, shall I say. Minus 9 is divisible by 3, so I get minus 3 because I've done minus 9 divided by 3. We write whatever else is left opposite. There we go. 3x minus 2 and x minus 3. Okay. This one, question 3, was not very nice because the numbers are quite big. So let's give it a go. 2 times 54 is 108. The 2 factors that I'm going to choose are 9 and 12. Both negative. Those are my factors. I split 2x and x. I divide where possible. Minus 6 and minus 9. So 2x minus 9, x minus 6. There we go. Okay. Number 4, the nasty one. Same thing to start off with. 6 times 12 gives us 72. Our 2 factors are 8 and 9. Now, you can split 6x squared 2 different ways. You can split it into 6x and x, or you can split it into 3x and 2x. Both of those give you 6x squared when you multiply. Which one do you choose? You choose the one where both factors are divisible by your coefficients. Neither 9 nor 8 are divisible by 6, but both 9 and 8 are each divisible by 3 and 2. I hope that made sense. It didn't make sense in my head, but I hope that made sense. 9 is divisible by 3, 8 is divisible by 2. So both our factors can be divided by a coefficient. So we're going to pick this splitting of 3x and 2x. When we do that, we get plus 3 and we get plus 4. Okay, so 3x plus 4 and 2x plus 3. There we go, factorizing harder quadratics.